Have you ever felt jealousy without even understanding why? That small udar in the chest, that uncomfortable thought that appears out of nowhere. It's such a human emotion that almost all of us have felt it. But what's interesting isn't that jealousy exists. It's how it's born inside us, even when we know it isn't justified. Today, I want to explain what really happens in your mind and your body when you feel jealousy. And to make it clearer, let's think about a situation that has probably happened to you, or to someone you know. Imagine you're at a gathering with your partner. Everything is calm. Then someone approaches, greets them, they talk, they laugh, and you notice something. You don't know what it is, but your body feels it before you do. And here's the interesting part. The situation itself might be completely normal, but your brain interprets something else. The first part to react is the amygdala, the area of the brain responsible for detecting threats. To the amygdala, that simple scene can feel like an alert. You might lose something important. And even if rationally you tell yourself nothing is happening, your body thinks otherwise. Your heart rate increases, your chest tightens. A strange mix of fear and anger appears. That is the exact moment jealousy is born. The craziest part is this. Jealousy doesn't arise because your partner is doing something wrong. It arises because of what your brain imagines could happen. It's an emotion based on a perceived risk, not a real one. And this is where the human side comes in. Jealousy doesn't always come from the situation. It comes from your fears. Fear of not being enough. Fear of being replaced. Fear of losing someone you value. Our brains were designed thousands of years ago to protect important bonds, because losing a partner or an ally once meant real danger. Even though we're living in 2025, our biology still reacts as if we were in prehistoric times. Let's go back to the scene. Your partner keeps talking calmly, noticing nothing unusual. But you feel something in your stomach. Why? Because when your brain senses that your place with someone is at risk, even from the smallest suspicion, it releases cortisol, adrenaline, and activates the areas associated with emotional pain. That's why it feels so intense. It's not all in your head. It's literally your brain reacting to a possible emotional threat. And here comes the most important part. Jealousy doesn't mean you don't trust your partner. Many times, it means you care deeply about losing them. Even emotionally secure people feel jealousy. Science explains this clearly. Jealousy appears when a bond is valuable to us, not because we're insecure by default. The problem isn't feeling jealousy. The problem is what we do while we're feeling it. At the party, your mind will probably start creating stories. What if they like them? Why do they laugh like that with this person, but not with me? And those stories aren't real. They're projections of your fears. In fact, studies from the University of California show that jealousy has more to do with our past experiences than with what's happening in the moment. If you've been hurt before, betrayed before, or experienced abandonment, your brain tries to anticipate the pain, even when it doesn't make sense. But not everything about jealousy is negative. Jealousy also serves a purpose. It reminds us of what truly matters to us. It forces us to look inward and ask where that fear is coming from. Sometimes it comes from personal insecurities, sometimes from old wounds, and sometimes it simply comes from love. Not possessive love, but vulnerable love. If you're someone who feels jealousy, you're not dramatic or toxic for feeling it. You're human. The key is understanding it before reacting. When you feel that emotion, ask yourself this question. What am I really afraid of losing? Because most of the time, the answer isn't my partner. It's my value in that person's life. And when you understand that, you can see jealousy differently. Not as an enemy, but as a signal that something inside you needs attention, care, or reassurance. The emotion doesn't define you. What you do with it does.